Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Siegel Network. Our show is sponsored by Natural and Kosher Cheeses, where taste and quality matter. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Naomi Nachman, and I'm about all the food all the time. And we are really excited today because we are in Machane Yehuda, the center of the universe for me and all my listeners. It's really exciting to be here, and we're going to be taking a shuk tour with Joel Haber.
How's it going?
Great, I am so excited. We've been planning this for months and months, and a big thank you to Nachum and Miriam for making this happen, and of course, our camera crew.
From the Jerusalem Media Group. Thank you, guys.
Okay, we're going to have an amazing tour.
We are.
Joel, talk to me a little bit about the shuk and give us a little bit of history, and then of course, we've got to talk about Joel Haber.
Well, let's get that out of the way first, and that way it'll be out of the way.
Sounds good to me.
My name is Joel Haber. Some people call me Fun Joel. I'm a tour guide here in Israel, licensed guide, and I tour all over Israel, a lot in Jerusalem, which is where I live. And especially, I do shuk tours here in Machane Yehuda. It's one of my most popular tours. I'm a big foodie as well as a tour guide, so I love to give tours here, explain to people the history of all the different foods and the history of the shuk, and that's what we're going to start with right now.
I'm so excited. I've always wanted to do a shuk tour for Table for Two. So stick around for the next hour and a half and join us as we go through Machane Yehuda with Fun Joel Haber.
Thanks.
Okay, so give us a little bit of a history of the tour.
Yeah, you know, making dreams happen like yours, that's what I live for.
Oh, making dreams happen is hilarious.
Yeah, no,
okay.
So basically, let me tell you exactly where we are right now. We're situated in a section of the market called the Shuk HaGruzini. That means the Georgian shuk, the Georgian market.
Okay.
And that's especially relevant because the first stop we're going to make in a few minutes is going to be at a Georgian restaurant.
Oh, yummy. Like Marani in New York, we have a kosher
I've
Georgian
heard about
restaurant.
it. I heard it's great.
It's fantastic. It's fleishik, but this is going to be dairy.
I thought they had like a fleishik and a dairy.
Yeah, they actually have both. You're right.
That's what I was told.
So this is actually just primarily dairy.
The place we're going to is dairy. There is in Jerusalem another place that's a meat place, but we're going to a dairy place.
Okay, fantastic.
Anyway, so Shuk Machane Yehuda is the central market of Jerusalem, and this market, I can't even tell you when it was founded because it wasn't founded. It came about organically just because there was a need. There were people here living here. The Arab villagers that used to live in that direction used to bring all of their produce that way to the old city, which then was just called the city because there was no new city yet.
Right.
Until some of them said, hey, why don't we just set it up here so that people here can buy their food here? And the Jews that were here were like, great, that means we don't got to schlep to the old city to buy our food and bring it back here. That's how this market started about 145, 140 years ago.
Is this centrally located to the Jerusalem that we know now? Like
Yeah,
we're right in the middle?
I mean, we're right next to Yafo Street. So Yafo Street is like one of the main boulevards running through Jerusalem. And it's very close to the Nachlaot neighborhood. It's a 5-minute walk from downtown.
This has become really expensive neighborhood, hasn't it?
Parts of it have, yeah.
Jerusalem real estate is
Yeah.
insane. It's amazing because all the Jews from all around the world want this piece of land. And I
That
heard
is true.
Nachlaot is really hot right now.
It's up there. Nachlaot's a really special
Who wouldn't
place.
want to live right near Machane Yehuda?
It's true. So basically, just a really brief intro, what we're going to basically be doing is, to me, the shuk is the microcosm of Jerusalem. It is Jerusalem in miniature, both in terms of the people that are here. You can find every segment of our population here, Arab, Jew, Orthodox, secular, foreigner, everything. But also the history of the shuk has paralleled the history of the city. We're not going to get into too much detail about that, but all the major changes that have taken place in this city over time have been reflected in the shuk. But what we are going to see is, as you know, the best way to understand any culture is through its food.
Oh, absolutely. And we're going to eat our way through the shuk.
We're going to eat our way through the shuk and taste the soul of Jerusalem.
Fantastic. I've been here for a couple of hours already this morning preparing for the show. I'm already a little bit full, but we're going to join us now as we go through Shuk Machane Yehuda.
Yeah, and the main thing that we're going to be tasting, what reveals the soul of the city, is you live in the New York area. I lived in the New York area for many years. What do people call New York? A melting pot, right? You know as well as I do, that is not true. New York City is a patchwork quilt.
Correct.
You have at least one person in New York City, probably from every single country of the world, and you probably can find a restaurant from almost every cuisine. But if you want good Jamaican food, you go to Brooklyn. You want good Greek food, you go to Queens. You want good Indian food, you go to Murray Hill, right? The population of New York City is equal to the population of our entire country. And therefore, everything is side by side, and the foods of all the Jews that were living here actually have mixed together. That's a real melting pot.
I love that. Okay, where is our first stop going to be?
We're going to go to Chachapuria, a delicious dairy Georgian
All
restaurant.
right, let's head over there. We're back again. We just walked over from a bit of the outdoor shuk and we walked over to Khachaporia. Did I say it right?
Khachaporia.
Khachaporia.
That's right.
And we are sitting here with the owner on this blustery, cold Jerusalem Tuesday morning, preparing for our show and getting our show done. This is Tango.
Yes.
He's the owner. I'm going to give you the mic. Yeah, you hold that. I've actually got a little mic here. So I'm with Joel and Tango. And tell us about your store. How long have you been here?
From 2009.
2009. So you're relatively new for the shuk.
Excuse me?
I would say the opposite. I'd say this from 2009 to 2016. That's like already old school in the shuk.
Really?
Oh
You
yeah,
have
things
so
change
much.
in the shuk so often, all the time.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
that's why we have Joel here educating us about the
Yeah.
shuk. Okay, so what kind of cuisine are you?
I don't know if I'm cuisine, I'm Georgian.
It's Georgian. It's Georgian food. So what is Georgian food? Tell us.
Georgian food is. It's too hard for me to talk in English. I almost
No,
made
no.
all my English.
Your English is good, and if you have a
He's
problem,
doing
you ask me
amazing.
and I'll translate. But you mainly first talk in the mic, but
Okay.
mainly talk about talk in English. And if you have a problem, I'll help. I promise.
אוקיי, אז
speaks
תתרגם
Hebrew.
אותי. תתרגם אותי. אני התחלתי ב-2009.
He started in 2009.
בשבע שנים האחרונות קיבלנו את כל הדירוגים.
What's the deal again? See, I don't even know all the Hebrew. I'm sorry.
Oh,
In the last
את
few
כל
years,
השבחים והדירוגים על מאפה הטוב והמאפה האיכותי.
I don't even know what that means.
אנחנו
You can say it in English.
אנחנו
though.
אחד מתוך עשרת הטובים באפייה בארץ.
They're one of the top bakeries in the country. Let me just say 2 words about my take on this, and then I'm going to have you correct me. Okay?
okay, great.
To me, first of all, one of the things I just like to say about Georgian food and Georgian Jews is that in America, where most people are Ashkenazi, right, everybody else gets lumped together as Sephardi. And that's false. Because Sephardi means you come from Spain, Ashkenazi means you come from Eastern Europe. There are a lot of Jews that are neither Ashkenazi nor Sephardi, and we forget about them in America. Now, Georgians, for example, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that the Georgian Jews claim that their roots go back to the destruction of the first temple 2,500 years ago, 2,600 years ago.
You know better.
I don't know if that's true, but certainly there's no question, though, that it goes back way before there was even a Jew in Spain, let alone the expulsion from Spain.
Okay.
And so here we're tasting a food that you taste here in Jerusalem that is totally different. And the other thing I'll say that I always like to say, because it's a way of understanding what this place is, what does the pizzeria make?
Pizza.
What does a Khachaporia make?
Khachapuri.
Exactly.
I'm top of the class.
So Khachapuri is a special type of Georgian food. It's a collective term for many different dishes. Khachapuri means
Cheese bread.
cheese bread.
Cheese bread.
And so it's a collective term for many different dishes that are all combinations of cheese and bread.
Oh.
Now tell us about Georgian food in
5
general.
מחוזות. כל מחוז עושה גרסה אחרת שלו.
There are 5 different regions in
מה שלומך
Georgia.
חברה שלי?
היי.
מתראיין לטלוויזיה.
This is a really happening show because
What is your name?
Come in.
Yael.
Zot Yael.
Welcome, Yael. We are in Khachaporia, and people are coming in to say hello to Tango, and we're going to eat some Khachapuri, which is coming.
It's in the oven.
Okay, it's in the oven. It's going to take a few minutes. We are so excited. So let's continue a
So
little bit.
he was saying that there are 5 different regions of Georgia, and each one has their own special Khachapuri.
Okay.
אספנו את כולם.
And they've collected all 5 of them here.
תוך 3 שנים הפכנו לאחד מתוך 5 מקומות
Shuv, slowly and quietly. I mean, slowly and like,
תוך 3 שנים
in the last 3 years, you've changed.
לאחד מתוך 5 המקומות בשוק מחנה יהודה שאסור לפספס.
One of the top 5 places in Machane Yehuda that you cannot miss.
I'm so excited that we came here because I've never been to this part of the shuk before. So I didn't even know that this existed
Yeah.
from down.
Aren't you happy that I brought you?
I am so happy.
אנחנו מאכילים בסביבות 500 איש ביום.
You have to speak slowly. My Hebrew's good, but it's not as good.
Joel's trying to translate.
ביום.
They serve about 500 people a day.
And let me just describe. Can we, Joel? It's 500 people a day. The restaurant is not more than 10
Take a look
feet.
around this entire restaurant.
I'm just going to go with the camera. If you are watching, you can watch us. You can listening to us on NachumSiegel.com. You can watch us on our YouTube channel on NachumSiegelNet. And we've got this is Israel for you. You can have a show. People talk in the background. People walk through the camera. But that's awesome because we are with our own people and we are enjoying the land of Israel and the shuk. And you can see how small. Say hello to our audience in America. Hello, America.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, America.
And we are in Khachaporia and I've got my production team, the Nachman girls, and we are right here having a shuk tour with Joel Haber. So we're going to pick it up over here. You can see how small this khachapuri is, but it has 500 servings a day.
Yep.
It's unreal. What time do you open in the morning? Is this man ata
9.
patua?
From 9 to...
Check out the heap. They're not so good, right?
Yeah, good enough.
From 9? From 9 to 7.
And
to 11 in summer.
which of all the khachapuri that you make, which is your most popular?
Most popular, the first one, the Jarian, the boat shape.
The boat shape.
The acharuli.
With cheese and egg on top of it.
Okay.
Is that what we're going to eat?
This is a delicious one.
Oh,
It is
delicious
delicious
one.
one.
Oh, I'm sure they're all delicious.
This
Hakol
is the-
ta'im.
this is the
Hakol
best.
We are
ta'im.
trying.
Okay, great. And you make the dough, everything here in the restaurant?
Everything we make here.
Do you make your own cheese? Or you
No,
buy the cheese in
we
the
buy
shop?
the cheese. We buy kosher cheese.
Of course.
They make it in Israel. Georgian cheese.
Okay, what is Georgian cheese? Can you
One
explain
of
to us?
the expensive cheese in Israel.
It's the most expensive
It's-
cheese in Israel.
It's a
Why is it
it's a
different?
semi-hard cheese, and it's very salty.
Very salty. Okay. And
Right? Does it have a name in Georgia, or do you just call it cheese?
Georgian cheese. If
In a-
you go to the
but in
market,
Georgia, you don't
ask
have
I'm
for
sorry,
Georgian
Joel.
cheese.
In America, we have something called American cheese.
true.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think I see our first dish. I'm going to go get it, and I'll bring it out to you. But you guys keep talking.
No, wait.
I know.
She will help us.
Ah,
She
okay.
will help us. Okay. Our Meltzarit, aka waitress in English.
No,
No.
wait.
She's not a waitress. She's
Not a
one of the
waitress.
cooks.
Primary baker.
Primary baker,
Yeah.
head chef, head baker, right here in Khachapuri.
Name?
Want to come on out? Okay, we're going to bring her out. Hello.
What's your name?
Hello,
Hello. Hi, what's your name?
Paulina. My name
Hi,
is Paulina.
Thank you so much for having us. And what did you bake for us?
Today I made for you the acharuli, one of the most famous ones. It's looks like a boat. It has cheese inside and eggs on top.
Oh, nice.
It's my favorite.
It's Joel's favorite. Okay, exciting.
It's lots of people's favorite, trust me. And the small one with like layer dough, phyllo dough. That's the right way to call it in English, I guess. We make the dough by hand. We fold it, then we put also the cheese inside, and you fold it like an envelope. You close that.
So the dough and the cheese are all kneaded in together.
No,
Mixed in?
not exactly. You have a square piece of a dough. You put
Okay.
the cheese inside.
Okay.
You don't mix that. You just fold it and close the dough on top of the cheese.
You're doing great.
Panavani.
Penovani.
Okay, very nice.
That's actually one I don't even know if I've had. The others I've all had. I'm not. Oh, sorry, I forgot I wasn't on mic anymore. I'm not even sure if I've had that one, so I'm looking forward to it. The others I've all had, but that one is different. Yeah.
Okay, why don't you hold that? Because I think I have a mic here. Right? I got.
Nothing on your hair.
Okay. Trying to get everything sounding perfect. Okay. How long did you learn how to? How long did it take you to learn how to make this? Are you from Georgia?
I'm not originally from Georgia, but I have a great Georgian teacher, so.
And how long did it take you to learn?
Well, I think that it took me like a month or two to really like, get into that, all the details and like small things. But even though I'm making this for more than half a year for now here, but there is always still some small things to learn, to perfect things.
To perfect, absolutely. We're always learning as bakers and cooks.
Yeah.
We're always learning new techniques all the time.
Yeah, there is, in the Georgian food, we're introducing new stuff in the menu, and there is always like so plenty of extraordinary things in their cuisine that we can introduce here. That's just amazing.
Where are you from? I detect an accent that's not so familiar for me.
I was born and raised in Belarus, but then I moved to Sweden. I lived in Sweden, and then I moved here, so I've been around.
Right. Okay, great. Lots of excitement right here in the store in Kachaporia.
I'm looking forward to the changes in menu that you're choosing. I don't even know what they are yet. I'm excited. I've had everything else.
I
don't
love
know what
it.
the ones are.
I love a change in menu. Can we try some of the dishes now? Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Because we got a whole shook to do. Okay, so we are.
This first one we're gonna have is
Yeah.
totally my favorite. I always try to bring it here.
No, the first one is
I'm
from
sorry,
the Penovani,
Okay.
Okay.
and the acharuli coming in a sec.
And the panavani has what inside? Cheese or potato or
That
what?
one has the cheese inside,
Okay.
or maybe cheese with spinach. Let me check which one I made for you. Yeah, this one's the cheese.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's get a picture of this.
Yeah, we're trying to do photography over here. We got about 5 minutes left to the end of this segment.
That's fine.
That's fine. So we're going to eat a lot now. Look,
Dig in.
I'm going to take this. So this is the layers of dough with spinach, we said, and some cheeses.
Yeah.
Looks amazing. All right.
Dig in. You go first.
All right. Baruch atah Adonai melech haolam v'haolam.
Oh, man.
Oh my God, so good.
All right, now it's my turn. Let's see.
Absolutely delicious. I'm going to hand that off. Fantastic.
I don't even like spinach, but when it's in this, it
Oh
doesn't
my
bother
God. It reminds me a little bit of that Greek dish, the spinach with the salty cheeses.
me. Here, guys.
This is amazing. I really love it. Okay.
Somebody take
and
that.
now we have, I see coming up, Joel, this is
That's
the...
the Joel's favorite.
This is the
This-
thing.
Okay,
Now,
can we
they're
get
gonna
a camera
complain.
crew on this?
Guys, they're going to
photo-
complain my question here, but I'm going to ask them
Photographs
for a
come around
fork.
to-
Not to eat it with. Okay, you don't
Okay.
eat this with a fork, but you got to mix up the cheese and the egg. So I like a fork for that.
Okay,
And
we're gonna follow Joel on this.
let me explain to you what you're going to do here, okay? After we mix this up, you're going to tear off a piece of bread, scoop up the inside.
Okay, I'm gonna follow your lead, okay?
See the fork?
Okay, we got a
Everybody see the
fork.
We got a fork. I'm popping the eggs,
Oh, that looks
mixing it up
awesome.
with the cheese.
Amazing.
Really good. This is going to be really hot, so be careful when you eat it.
Okay. I've seen
You're
them
gonna
do
love
this
this.
actually in Marani in New York
All
downstairs.
right. Yeah, I don't think they use the same kind of cheese, though.
No,
Thank you very much.
no.
Dig
Okay,
in
so I
here.
take a little bit of the end.
Tear
All
up
right,
some
we're
bread
doing
here.
it together.
Yep. Scoop
Okay.
it up.
We're scooping it up.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
All right. Oh my gosh.
Gooey cheese.
Gooey, eggy cheese. My favorite. Okay. All right, you ready? Oh my God. It's so good. Oh my goodness. The bread is hot and warm and so
You
fresh.
stay here. I'm also going to get you something as a special palate cleanser.
I love a special palate cleanser. All right, I'm going to take one more piece like this. We've got about 3 minutes left to the end of this segment. Oh my gosh, look at that. See how I'm like mixing it all in? You got to make sure you're on the YouTube channel for this show. This is amazing. Watch it on the archives on nachumsiegel.com. This is amazing. Our show is always sponsored by Natural and Kosher Cheeses, and this is a perfect spot to give them a little shout out
You ready?
because this is all about cheese.
Ooh, I
Okay.
I'm sorry. Natural kosher cheese. By the way, it's good cheese. I've had it,
know.
so I love it. This is special pickled carrots that they make here. They
All
will
right.
not give anybody the recipe. You're going to love this.
Okay, a pickled carrot.
It's
All right.
slightly spicy, not really, like a little picante.
Okay.
Dig in.
And, okay, if it's too spicy, we'll grab some water. All right.
It's not.
Look at this. It's beautiful. I'm going to hold it a little bit up to the camera. You hear me crunch.
Yeah, aren't they delicious?
Oh my God. Very good.
You're going to take those with you for the road.
Yeah, I like it because it's not mushy. Mm-hmm. Some of the Moroccan salads are a little bit mushy. This was brilliant. Okay.
So, in our last couple minutes, Tango can come back out, but while he does, if you have any other questions, let's discuss that.
Okay, this was absolutely fabulous. This was great. I learned so much about Georgian food and Georgian cheeses.
Come on, Tango.
Tango, we want to give you a big thank you for having us
Thank you.
In your restaurant this morning. Make sure you stop by the restaurant.
It's called Khachapuri, yeah?
Chachapuria, when they make chachapuri.
Right,
I got it right.
Yep.
So thank you, and I love what you did. This is brilliant. Okay.
Welcome.
Okay.
Thank
so
you.
everyone can find you in the shop.
Is there
What's your street?
anything else that you want us to know?
Yes, 7 years we don't use synthetic cheese or margarine in our kitchen.
Excellent.
Everything on oil or butter.
Ah,
And
right. I
everything
always say
fresh.
if you can't make
we
it,
make dough 4 or 5 times a day.
you make dough for 5 batches a day fresh.
Yes.
Because there's 500 people that step in here every day to make khachapuri.
They're located at the intersection between Ha'eshkol, Ha'armonim, and Hashikmad. 3 different streets that come in sort of a T or a bent T, and they are right at the intersection. Nachon?
Yep. Or just ask in the market where is the Georgian bacon.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. This was amazing.
Tango, thank you so much.
All
my
right,
friend.
and we're going to be continuing our shuk tour.
We're going to go into the Iraqi shuk, the Iraqi market.
All right, stay tuned. This is Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Siegel Network. Our show is sponsored by Natural and Kosher Cheeses, where quality and taste matter. All right, let's continue. We're in Machane, Yehuda. I'm standing here with Missy. Missy made Aliyah how many years ago?
4 years.
4 years ago from Chicago. I think I've heard of that somewhere in the middle of America.
Somewhere.
a businesswoman because she's opening her own Mexican bar
And restaurant.
and restaurant right here.
Burrito Chai.
Burrito Chai.
Make sure you're talking to the mic.
Burrito Chai.
Where do you have your restaurant experience from?
So it really just comes from a passion of burritos and really needing it here in Israel, in Jerusalem, and it just not being here. So it just kind of all came from
How
that.
did you get this prime real estate location? Because a store in Machane, Yehuda, how often does that come available?
It was really from Shemaim, it was from heaven. I don't know how it happened. We were looking for years, and we were actually just doing it in our house.
They used to have a
because-
pop-up restaurant.
Yeah,
I love that. Pop-ups are so big right now in America.
Yeah, so really just from all of our supporters and the turnout, every week it was so incredible that it really pushed us to open our own place here.
So when do you look to open?
So we're doing the renovations now. I hope we'll be open in about 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay, so I will not be in Israel still, but I'll be back, and I'm looking forward to coming to try because I love Mexican
Well,
food.
we're looking forward to hosting you.
All
And
right,
we love keeping
thanks.
our Shuk tours up to date. So you're not even open yet, and you're finding out about it here.
You're going to have a
First
Facebook
look.
page? We have a Facebook page?
Yeah, of course. Burrito Chai. Burrito Chai Chet Yud.
Okay, great. All right, it was
Thanks,
nice to
Missy.
meet you.
Thank you so
Hatzlacha
much.
Rabba. Hi, we are outside the Iraqi Shuk. We got a little bit of history going on the wall behind us. Joel, do you want to take us and lead us in?
Yeah, basically, I just want to say that the Iraqi market was probably the third or fourth section, the fourth section of the Shuk built. It was not built by or for Iraqi merchants, but there were a lot of Iraqi Jewish merchants towards the beginning, so it got the nickname. And what's special about it is that nowadays it remains primarily produce. So we're going to get a chance to go through and see what's in season right now, and also probably see a few things that you may not even be familiar with from at home.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. And the show was actually being recorded a couple of days before Tu B'Shvat.
Right.
So we're going to see some really exciting fruits.
Let's
All
head
right,
in.
Let's go.
While-
Okay, we're
while
going to walk and
walking-
talk.
Yeah, while we're walking, I want to tell you that you may or may not know, but we grow about 95% of the produce that we consume here in Israel, which means all of our stuff is seasonal, it's fresh, it's super tasty, and that's what we're going to get. So, for example, already check out the size of these gorgeous fennels over here.
Right.
Okay, these
Beautiful.
are huge.
I'm gonna hold one up. This is a fennel.
Small round squash over here.
Yeah, this is in season in New York. I saw this in the what do you call it? The farmers market in Union Square
Ah, nice.
back in July. But every day is a farmers market right here in the shop.
One thing that's
Okay.
special is we're going to be looking at a few things here that you don't have in the States, but also we have some things that like you do have, but different varieties of them, so I'll show you. First of all, these guys over here are always here. These guys sell a lot of delicious greens.
All right.
So you recognize this, don't you?
That is a celery root.
That is celery root or celeriac.
But, okay, how come the leeks are like massive? They're like on steroids.
Welcome
over
to
here.
Israel.
And I'm sure that they're taste just as delicious large because sometimes the vegetables huge are not as tasty. Zucchini, the smaller zucchini, the tastier they are.
Do you know what that is to the left of the celeriac of the celery root? Yeah, that.
That is, I want to say bok choy.
I'm not trying to test you, but
Is that bok
you're the
choy?
third person to guess bok choy, but no, it's what you probably know as Swiss chard.
Oh, Swiss chard.
It's also
right,
called
of course.
mangold, and it's
Okay.
the leaves of a beet. It's beet leaves.
Beet leaves. Right,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Let's continue this way. I don't want to shake
Look
them.
at the tiny little acorn squashes.
Aren't they cute?
Fresh
Ala mako
fruit.
echi.
I still can't get over the leeks.
They're huge. They're huge, right?
Parsnips, turnips.
Actually, not parsley, but parsley root, which
Parsley
is different.
root, okay.
But here's something I wanted to show you.
Okay, what
This
is
is
that?
not a celery.
What is
It
that?
looks like a celery. Oops, I'm
Whoa.
sorry. I didn't mean to hit you in the
Okay,
face
what
there.
is that?
This is something local. In Arabic and in Hebrew, it's called charshuf. In English, it's known as cardoon. Okay, it's
even
got
know
a
what that is.
slightly sour taste. You have to. It's pretty labor intensive because you got to peel the outside, cut off all the little bumps on the sides, and usually you'll stew it with some stuffing, like some stuffed meat or something like that. It's delicious.
Okay.
And it's in season right now, only for about a month.
It has a very short
Yeah.
span.
This is not the prettiest one I've ever seen, but it's a good one.
It's like a winter vegetable.
Yeah.
Okay, moving right along. Oh, we got the cheeses.
Check out over here.
Passing
Oh, some cheese. We're gonna do some more cheese later. This is our version of pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Excuse me, sir, please. Okay, it's a different type of pumpkin. If you can see in the back there, you can see how huge those pumpkins are. Can you see them all the way in the back of the store there?
I don't know if the girls can see how gigantic the pumpkins are, but they cut them down probably with a big machete.
Let's do a quick stop over here for two more things I want to
Okay.
show you.
Sure.
Which are two different things that you know, but different varieties.
Oh, eggplant!
But this is a different kind of eggplant,
Okay.
or for you, aubergine.
No, no eggplant.
Okay.
That's British.
This is what we call a baladi eggplant. Baladi basically means heirloom variety, okay? And so it's an Arab word, I guess. But this is a different variety. It doesn't look like any of the eggplants you know, right?
No,
These
I've
are
never
really
seen
good.
it.
These are really good for slow roasting. So they'll take these, they'll roast these for 3 hours or so, and it's all mushy and soft inside. You can put meat or tahina in it and stuff like that. And one other baladi vegetable that we have that you also probably haven't seen this, right?
Okay. We are learning so much right here at Machane Yehuda.
These baladi cabbages.
They look like they've been sat on because they look. If you have a look on our Nachum Segal YouTube channel, you can watch us right here in the shuk. Otherwise,
regular-
we're going to describe a cabbage that's been flattened.
Yeah, it's like a flat white cabbage. Now, because these leaves are flat, what do you think they're good for?
Stuffed cabbage.
Exactly, because they're flat, easy to roll. So that's some of the special things here in the Iraqi market. We're going to make our next stop at a delicious Yemenite place called the Jachnun Bar.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, let's get over there. Hi, this is Table for Two with Naomi Nachman at
The Jachnun Bar.
in the Machane Yehuda. Joel Haber is giving us a tour of the amazing shuk, and we are tasting all the delights. Where are we? Explain what a Jachnun bar is.
We're in a place called Jachnun Bar. Jachnun and malawach are the two main things they serve here, but they do lots of cool stuff with them.
Excellent.
And Jachnun and malawach are both Yemenite Jewish foods. Not all Yemenites eat them, Yemenite Jewish foods. They look very different, and you're going to taste, they taste different, but interestingly, they're made from the same dough.
Okay.
And we're sitting here with Regev. Regev, what's your last name?
Again.
Ivan Shitz.
Ivan Shitz.
Ivan Shitz.
Now,
Okay.
Naomi, what can you tell from the name Ivan Shitz?
Then he's Ashkenazi.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Am I
Yeah.
right? He's
I'm
half.
Israeli.
You're Israeli.
I'm-
Okay. When did your family come to Israel?
So my father came from Europe, from Slovakia.
Okay.
And my mother, born here, but the parents came from Morocco.
Morocco. So you're like
So-
a real mixed breed.
While we're
mixed and
talking,
Israeli.
I think that you should take a shot over there of him preparing our dish, but we'll keep talking for a moment as he...
Okay, if you're watching on our Nachum Segal Net YouTube channel, you are actually seeing, what's his name? Shmueli is making us a very special treat. That looks like malawa. Is that malawa?
We use the malawa to make sandwich.
It's called Nimula.
It's called mamula.
A filled malawa. I have never had a filled malawa. You can buy frozen dough malawach in New York and you fry it up,
Yeah.
but it's not the same thing.
I didn't taste the New York one, but this one is.
Oh, I cannot wait to
So
eat
now
this.
let's get back to the conversation. I didn't want to interrupt. I just wanted people to be able to see that
Yeah.
for those who were watching. But go ahead, Naomi. I'm sorry.
Okay, no. So tell me a little bit more about when you came and when you started here.
So we started in Jerusalem like 15 years ago.
Okay.
When I was like finished study, and I want to do something with my life, and
You choose food.
I choose food. I don't know why.
Yeah, it
I
chooses
didn't
you.
have any experience.
Food chooses you.
Did you tell me that you started this while you were a student originally?
When I finished,
Oh, right when you finished. Okay.
I studied like software engineering, nothing like food. And I like the city. I'm not from Jerusalem.
Where are you from?
I'm from a village near Jerusalem.
Okay.
So I decided to stay here in Jerusalem
Okay.
and do something. And I very like the bread, the Jachnun bread. So I choose to
So
open.
how does an Ashkenazi, half Slovakian Israeli boy end up making Yemenite food?
Good question, Joel.
I'm sorry.
No, it's great.
So in Israel, because we are mixed.
We were talking about the melting pot before.
Yeah. So I choose the food that I like, not from my mother's house, but what I like to eat.
Okay, I like that.
So that's the answer.
So what exactly is Jachnun? Can you explain that to us?
Jachnun is special.
Can I lift this up?
Yeah, that's the jachnun right there that you're about to eat. Okay.
Okay, it looks like dough. Explain it to me.
It's a lot of dough. It's overnight baked and grown. Okay.
It traditionally
Overnight.
bakes for Shabbat. It
Yeah.
bakes
Okay.
all night on Friday night.
So you make
Like
the
kubani.
yeah,
Okay.
like you make the bread, the dough on Wednesday and Thursday because it needs to rest in the freeze, and then you start to cook it from Friday noon and eat it on Saturday morning.
I love it. So what do
it's
I do?
overnight.
The traditional way of eating it here is with this. This is grated tomatoes, not a tomato. It's just fresh grated tomato.
Not with the hummus?
No, you can put hummus on that.
I'm putting some hummus on my Jachnun.
This egg
and fresh
is not
tomato.
a hard-boiled egg. This is a baked egg. It's baked in the oven all night. Also, that's why it's brown.
Okay.
And this is skug. I don't know if you do spicy.
Yeah, no schog for the nachmans. Okay, so this is what it
this
looks
is spicy.
like. All right, girls, make sure you get some nice photos.
I'm gonna eat some with
I've
the
got
spoon.
a little posse with us today. Some of the seminary girls from MMY are joining us. My daughter is here in seminary and in learning for the year in Yerushalayim, Torah and how to eat well.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there a way of saying like something traditional in Yemenite? Do you know?
No.
All right, let's just eat it then.
I'm just eating it. This is amazing.
It's amazing.
That's spicy.
You
All
can
right.
put also shakshuka on it. Also try the malaw.
I love shakshuka. All right, I want that malawach back.
One of the things that I was saying, and you tell me how this came about. Actually, I'll ask you. One of the things they have here is shakshuka lawach. They take the malawach and they put a shakshuka in it. Okay. Now,
Is this it?
that's not a shakshuka. That's just shakshuka, but you can put it in the malawach if you like.
Okay.
But tell us how you ended up. This is the malawach coming your way.
Okay, I'm going to hold that up.
Regev, how did you come about, or how did you come up with the idea of a shakshuka lawach?
Because I need to put something new in the menu. So I have shakshuka. and I have
Necessity
malawa.
is the mother of invention.
I love it. This is insane.
Yeah, this is insane.
So,
This is insane.
Mamash.
Yeah, I know.
so to me,
Beautiful.
You tell me what you think of this. I didn't come up with this. Someone else said it to me. But tell me what you think. To me, because we're here in Jerusalem,
Yeah.
in this melting pot cuisine culture, the fact that you take a Moroccan dish like shakshuka and you put it into a Yemenite dish like malawach, that wouldn't have happened anywhere else in the world except in Jerusalem, right?
I think yes.
Yeah, I've never seen this anywhere.
Yeah, it's not very popular.
want egg?
But it's very tasty.
It is very
So I
tasty.
take my dish from my mother kitchen,
So this
mix
is
it with the Yemenite bread. So this is the
This is just regular bread here. That's
This
like a
is
little
just
garlic
the-
bread.
this is bread. So in between, I have washed now, and here's bread and some shakshuka and
And a beautiful salad as well.
yeah. What have I got? This is hummus,
this
tahina,
is our homemade tahini. Yeah.
homemade tahina. Okay, I'm eating it all together.
With garlic and stuff like this.
Now, would you like some egg or no?
Brown boiled egg.
No.
It's good.
I'm going to take a piece of that.
All right, I'll have to try a little bit. And what's this one?
Also the tahini, but with zchut.
That one's spicy, so you
Okay,
don't
and
want
this?
Not very spicy. This is
Lebanon.
Lebanon.
I
with
love
za'atar, yeah.
With za'atar.
With za'atar.
Sour, it's good with the shakshuka.
Okay, so I'm going to do that.
Shakshuka and the sour cream is the best.
And while we're on, just talk about like something like
I'm gonna
hummus.
help.
Hummus is also not the most popular in Yemen. That's also sort of a blending here of something different, you know? And garlic bread. That's nothing to do with Yemen, but here it works.
Take that to the girls. That's magnificent.
So,
Another plate.
As we are eating our way through Machane Yehuda, this is so unique, so different.
It's very fresh.
You know what
we're
I
in the
find?
market.
And I'm not just saying this, the fruits and vegetables in Israel are so different tasting
I tell you why.
than anywhere else in the world.
he's going to tell you
I
why.
want to hear.
Because we are very close to the fields. So when it's we take it out from the field, it's just
super
right
fresh.
here. Yeah, it's fresh. You don't need to move it or stuff like this.
You're right.
Just here.
I was up in the Golan Heights about, let's say, 2 months, Sukkot.
Right.
So whatever, 3-4 months ago, right when the apples were coming off the trees, and I have honestly never had a better apple in my life.
We call it in America farm to table.
Yeah.
Do you say that here?
No, but we do it.
Chaval
We
Right,
don't say.
it's normal.
Yeah.
Like there,
Chaval Shulchan.
there it needs a special name. Here it's just automatic.
Yeah.
Right? You grow it, you serve it. Yes, we'll have some of that.
So also I grow in my
So,
house.
I love it.
This is my broccoli.
He's showing us. He's
Okay,
showing
he
us.
pulled out his phone now.
He's
This is
pulling
show
out his
us
phone. This is from his
the broccoli that
garden.
he grows at home.
How many of us in New York grow broccoli?
Yeah.
Right? Unbelievable. And I think the fruits and vegetables taste different. Oh, I'm getting some soup now.
Soup. This is
Also, you know-
non-traditional Yemenite, but delicious soup.
Also, there is another reason. I'm sorry.
Okay.
This is the Holy Land. You know.
The Holy Land is blessed by Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Everything grows better over here. And we just came out of a Shemitah year,
Yeah.
so everything is really blessed and holy. Now, what is this? This is my
Just
Israeli
Israel-
salad?
yeah, Israeli
It has
salad.
a lemon or something?
Well, I gotta say that it's
everything.
the most beautiful Israeli salad I've ever seen.
right.
Honestly, look how
Yeah,
beautifully they cut that up
Oh
for
my
us.
God.
It's
With the
also
carrots
we cut it
fresh.
like, with hand, no machine. Nothing. You know, with a
those-
knife
for those
and
of you-
Everything
can't
is
see it. I just wanna-
minute.
I
Everything
just
is minute.
You gotta describe that to everybody who can't see it because it's just beautiful. Look at
The
that.
cucumbers, the red onions, the tomatoes, scallions, parsley, petrozilia.
Right,
Yeah, but I have an
and,
Australian accent. He's trying to say it like me. And some cubes of matchsticks of julienne of carrots. That's what we say.
Julienne carrots.
Julienne carrots with a burst of fresh lemon, salt, and olive oil.
Olive oil and then pepper.
Pepper.
This one. And the
And his heart.
Shmueli is saying
love.
it's with the heart.
His love.
spice, yeah.
This is beautiful. Okay.
You can mix it with tahina, it's also very good.
Mix it with tahina. So I take a little of this,
Yeah, yeah.
a little tahina, and a little salad. And we are having a fantastic show right here at Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Siegel Network. Our show is also heard on Arut Sheva English Radio. We are right here in Machane, Yehuda, having the time of our lives with our friends and with our Joel, our extremely amazing tour guide. If you want to make sure you come to Israel, you book Joel in for a tour. It's a must. The minute you book your tickets with LL, you email Joel at...
My email is joel@fjisrael.com. That's because my nickname is Fun Joel. And my
Because
website.
he's so much fun.
Oh, thank you.
He's the best.
And my website is www.fjisrael.com. And by the way, because here in Israel in general, and especially here in the Shuk, we're all family.
Yeah.
We need to give a big b'sha'at tova to Regev. His wife is due in any minute now.
Any minute.
Oh,
Your
b'sha'at
third
tova.
child, you said?
Third, yeah.
Oh, very nice. You're going to let us know.
Sure.
We'll make a simcha over here.
Yeah.
Also, my big son,
Yeah.
tomorrow is 10 years old. So.
Getting
so
close to the bar
You could
mitzvah.
have the same birthday for both of them?
Me and that daughter over there, she's going to wave her hand to you. We're one day apart also. She's July 1st, I'm July 2nd.
Okay.
There you go. So b'sha'at tova to you and your family.
No, man, I want to tell you something else about
Yeah.
the mimulawach here that we have.
Yeah,
This
well, you
stuff
talk
going on.
about it, I'm gonna eat it.
You do that. So, mimulawach is like a conjunction of mimula, which means stuffed or filled, and malawach. But it doesn't look filled to you, it looks layered. That's because
does look layered.
Because for us,
For us.
for the presentation, he's opened it. But normally, this is street food. You come here, they actually wrap it up like a burrito or something like that.
burrito.
Oh, it's not served like that?
No, it's served wrapped up, and then you can walk away with it and eat it on the road, which is awesome.
Oh, I look like a falafel to go. Like,
Yeah. Something to go.
And one other amazing dish that they have here, which we're not trying today also, is called fatut.
oh, what is fatut?
Yeah, tell us about the
Also,
fatut.
it's
Well, I drink the soup.
yeah. So it's the same bread, it's a malawach bread. Spicy. Then you cook it, fry it with eggs and cheese, like matzah bread.
That's what I would say. I say it's like it's like a malawach matzah bride.
That's right.
You have
And
really mixed
sometimes-
up the cuisines
Yeah.
there.
Seriously.
I love it.
But is it true that fatut is not your invention? That's a more traditional dish, right?
It's not,
Somewhat.
yeah, you can say.
You didn't invent
If
it.
they did it, the Yemen food don't do fatut like we.
Okay.
They use all the bread that left from Friday and Saturday,
Leftover bread.
leftover.
Stale.
Also the malawach, the kuban, and the jachnun. And put it all in chicken soup. Or in sweet with the milk and sugar and stuff like that.
So,
They eat it
so
again.
yours with the egg is something that you invented.
I didn't invent anything. No.
He's getting
I just-
inspiration
yeah,
from.
yeah.
Okay.
You get inspiration from.
And also you can have it with some vegetables inside also.
Yeah,
It's really
topping.
good. Like
All the
mushrooms,
topping.
onions, whatever you like.
All the
It's one of my
fresh
favorites. Now, I have a question for him if you
Oh,
don't
Joel,
have any
please.
questions.
I'm like learning every
So
minute
since
from you.
we're really a foodie show here, right? So one of the things I mentioned is that malawach and jachnun are the same dough. So tell us how one gets transformed into the other. What's the difference between them? Because the malawach, for those who can't see, malawach is light and airy and flaky, and jachnun is tightly wound and like a cylinder.
Flat. Well,
Yeah, and it's
Because
like
the way
dense.
you do it.
Yeah, no, great word.
Because the way you do it. It's not exactly the same. It's the same dough, but not the same working of the dough.
So what's the
how
different
is it?
word?
Yeah, how is it different? Yes.
So the jachnun, you put to rest. So you open it, very thin layer.
Yeah.
Right? Then you close it again. Then
Yeah.
put it rest 3-4 hours in fridge, make it cold.
Yeah.
Then do it again. Malawach, you open it and fry it.
Okay. So it sits more
Right.
before you cook
And
it.
so the jachnun, and you do it multiple times, this process of like folding it and then rolling it out and refolding it and rolling it out.
It's fantastic.
So I would say that jachnun is kind of like a poor man's Yemenite version of cholent because it cooks no, because
You're
they
the
work.
ultimate foodie. You know so much about food, and you are more excited than me about food. I love it. That's why we're such a good team, me and Joel.
Exactly. No, the jachnun, like it basically it's so that people can have a hot breakfast on Shabbat. So basically, the Yemenite people would cook all night, Okay, but it's not like with like cholent or chamin that has like meat and heavy and stuff like that. It's simple. It's a breakfast in the morning after davening, in the morning after shul. You come home, you have your jachnun with your egg, and that's it. Yeah, tomato sauce.
And then you have your Shabbat nap, and then you have lunch.
Well, lunch is really like from speaking to some Yemenite friends of mine. They told me that like basically what they would do then is maybe sometime in the afternoon they have a chicken soup, and that's it, right?
Yeah. It's very.
Every culture within the Jewish brand is so slightly different. Depends where you are in the world.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm so excited that we were here.
Regev, thank you so much.
B'sha'at tova, Regev. You're going to let us know, right?
Yeah, sure.
Simcha.
And
okay,
Jachlin
thank
Bar
you
is also
so much.
Jachlin Bar is
This great.
also on TripAdvisor as well.
Oh, that's great. You made it onto TripAdvisor. And Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Siegel Network. Excellent. Okay, can we take some of this with us?
Sure.
Seeing that we ate from it. Okay, we've got to go to our next stop.
Thanks.
Bye.
Hello.
Hi, Joel. We are in a wine and cheese store in Machane Yehuda. What's
This
it called?
store is called Ivgi Abu Daoud.
And that's why I had Joel say it, okay? Thanks, Joel.
It's one of the really nice cheese stores here, and they actually recently renovated, so it's even nicer.
It's gorgeous.
And before we taste a couple of things, I just want to talk about Israeli cheese for a moment. It used to be in the old days that if you're in Israel, all you could have was two kinds of cheese, basically. Yellow cheese and white cheese.
Yeah.
Right? We still call it like yellow cheese. In all of Israel, they talk about vinat zuhuba, yellow cheese, right? But as so often happens when a wine industry comes into its full, which is what happened here, many other things have followed. Like later we're going to be talking about beer, but also cheeses. So now we have a lot of fine Israeli cheeses. They're not indigenous to Israel, but they're good quality cheeses. And that's a relatively new industry here. So I've asked our friend over here, Netanel.
Hi, Netanel. Thank you for having us.
Hello, Israel.
You're doing great.
Netanel does not speak English, and he's a little embarrassed, which is okay, but we're super happy that he's had us here. And I've asked him specifically to give us only a few Israeli cheeses,
Okay.
Israeli-made cheeses to taste.
Okay, great.
אז,
So come on over, Netanel.
תגיד לי מה יש לנו, ואני אסביר, או אני חושב שאתה יכול לתרגם לי.
Joel is going to translate a little bit of what Netanel is going to tell us.
אני אתרגם.
זה ז'ון
ז'ון?
של עיזים ישראלי,
Okay, so this is...
כמו גאודה.
It's similar to Gouda, but it's izim is goats,
כן, גאוד.
and it's called, זה נקרא ז'ון?
ז'ון. כן.
It's called Jean, it's not called Gouda.
Cool.
Let me taste it as well.
זה סנט מור,
What was
ישראלי,
Okay, this is a Sanmore cheese,
גם של עיזים.
also goats, and this is a mold. There's some black color on the side.
the rind?
עובש, כן.
Yes, it.
Okay, we'll taste them all in a moment. Let's go around them all.
All right.
This one is,
אמנטל,
Emmental.
Emmental.
Yeah, love it too.
פרה,
I'm sorry?
חלב פרה.
Yeah, cow's milk.
Cow's milk, yeah.
זה שחת,
What's
שחת,
That's the
תבור.
name?
תבור של גם גבינה רכה, רכה מחלב כבשים.
So it's from
Did you get that?
sheep's milk. Sheep's milk.
Okay.
I don't get everything he said, but it's about Hashem של הגבינה זה?
תבור.
Tavor, it's called.
Okay, terrific.
Small heart Tavor?
פה.
Okay, like Mount Tavor in the north.
וזה שחת. ישראלי מחלב עיזים.
חשבתי שאמרתי שזה שחר.
לא, זה
שזה
אמנטל.
שחר.
זה אמנטל, זה תבור, וזה שחת.
Okay, so this one here is called shachar, and this is
I'm gonna try
is it gvina?
עיזים, גאוד.
This is also goat's cheese.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh my God, that's amazing. Try that. I'm going to pass that around to the girls.
It's a really nice, soft, almost
Oh.
like brie.
Very soft, but no, it's not overpowering. It's very.
אפשר להגיד לי מאיזה מחלבות בארץ כולם באו? I asked them from which dairies they came if you can. אם אתה זוכר, אם לא...
זה ברקנית.
All four of the כל ארבע אלו? So these are all from one called Balkanit or Barkanit?
ברקנית.
Balkanit.
ברקנית.
ברקנית. מאיפה זה? איפה זה נמצא?
זה מהערים בצפון.
It's in the galley in the north. והאמנטל?
וזה של עדנטל.
It's from called Edental.
גם מהצפון.
Also somewhere in the north. I want to try the Emmental.
Yeah, well, Joel has been translating Nathaniel's explanation of these beautiful me'od ta'im, me'od yafeh.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to just try this last one here.
יכולים לטעום כולם.
That's actually a really good Emmental.
That's
for,
amazing.
For non-Swiss or non-French one.
I was afraid of this one. I was a bit nervous because of the blue rind. This is a magic.
Very, very, very tasty. And I'm going to try this one here, the Jean.
This is lovely. This is a lovely selection of cheeses. I wasn't crazy about that one.
I'm not so crazy about this one.
Oh, but all the others I really like. We're going to give it to some of our girls that are with us.
That's mamash toda.
Thank you
very
so
much.
And you have a lot of selections of nice wines.
For those who know, for those who come here, they don't only have cheese, they have many good, fine gourmet foods there. I see cans of truffles over there, different wines, other imported tomato pastes, and all sorts of caviar. All the wine here is Israeli.
Netufa. I know the owner of Netufa.
It's good wine too.
It's excellent. Okay, we are moving along to our next door.
We are.
Okay, don't they call it in the shuk, each little stand is called a basta?
It is, and I wonder, how do you know that, Naomi?
I don't know. I think that we've had a discussion before about this.
I thought it's because of one of your other favorite places here, which is called
Pasta Basta.
Exactly.
Love it. You got to
There was
get.
no setup there at all.
I love Pasta Basta. That was actually very organic. I love Pasta Basta, and my other favorite place here in the shuk is fish and chips.
Fish and chips, right opposite it.
Okay.
But
All
we're
right.
going to neither today.
Okay. All right.
Off
Let's
to
go.
Manu Bashuk is next.
Let's go. We're back at table for 3, and we are going to have.
Table for 3 just became a table for 2.
Right. That's fine. He's bringing us food.
He's bringing us
We're
delicious
excited. We're eating at.
Manu Bashuk, and he's going to bring us this kidra, which is really special Lebanese dish. What I like, you're going to see it's got rice, chopped meat, chickpeas, and cardamom here. Oh, he's bringing us also some pickles and some curry, some spicy sauce.
What's that?
And
That's like
you can bring it down.
All right. Are these Israeli pickles? Israeli pickles in Israel. Okay. Oh my God! I love pickles.
Okay, so this is spicy.
She doesn't like spicy, but I will.
That's for Joel. There you go, Joel.
Okay.
And that's for Naomi.
There you go.
And so we will bring here now one of the main dishes of the menu is the kidre. Kidre is rice with meat, vegetable, cardamom. The spices in the kidre are very special. There is about 14 different spices.
Wow.
14. Can you name some of them? I'm not going to ask you to name all 14.
No, I give you. We have a mix called barahat.
Yeah.
We have hell. Hell is cardamom. This is the main. And then we have other spices.
Paprika, garlic.
Yes, atayachol.
Okay, atayachol.
There we go. Look at this.
Oh my God! Look at this clay pot.
Welcome.
Thank you.
This saladin, wow!
Wow. It's a little bit of drama. Woo! He's pouring it out from the clay pot it was cooked in.
Yeah.
And he's dumping it on a platter for us.
I can
which
already
has got
smell the
Israeli
spices.
salad and course.
Can you smell this?
Tahina.
Can you smell those spices already before we even touch it?
I'm waving and wafting towards my nose. It's amazing, lovely, very, very, very aromatic. You've got baharat in here and cardamom.
He's going to bring us a spoon now. He's going to say, there you
And
go.
the veggies are carrots and chickpeas, celery, zucchini. Oh my gosh, look at these chickpeas. So I take a little bit of this and I'm going to take some Israeli salad and tahina. Okay, and I'm just put on the side. John, I'm going to let you dive into that.
This is delicious stuff. While you're tasting, because I know you don't want to talk with your mouth full, I know I have one question for you. When you guys decide to open this restaurant, it's very hot. Spicy?
No, it's a little spicy. Joel is on it. He's getting me some water.
Okay, I don't think it's so spicy, but there we go.
Very
But my question for you is, when you guys opened this restaurant, was it your idea or Sophie's idea?
It was my idea.
Joel?
It was my idea. When we arrived in Israel, we like the shuk very much. We said we have to do something in the shuk.
Do you live in Yerushalayim?
Yes. And we said we had many different concept ideas. And finally, we decided to go on Lebanese because it was...
You need water? Naomi? I'm going to get
They'll
some.
bring us. They'll bring
I'm
us.
going to go while you keep talking to each other.
we decided to bring to do Lebanese because we had this recipe from my mother and I saw her cook all my young life.
Right, I love it. It's so nice. It's such a nice tribute to Mother Alive.
Yes, she's still in France now.
She's still in France. Oh, thank you, Joel. You bought me some mayim. Nevi'ot water. Okay.
Okay, and because it's tasty, it's good, and it's something you cannot find everywhere. This kind of food. That's why people like it.
I love this. We don't have anything like this in America. Cuisine that's come over.
I see also some pine nuts in here we didn't mention.
Lebanese dishes with meat, ground meat, always come with pine nuts.
Now
Is this beef or lamb?
Now what's with the? I see little mini noodles in here.
Okay,
Is that traditional or is that something
it's
that's
traditional Lebanese rice. Lebanese rice, it's not just white rice. It's we fried vermicelli before, and then we mix the white rice with vermicelli, and then we put the vermicelli.
vermicelli?
Vermicelli. Okay.
I have one other question for you.
Sure, John.
Since this is your mom's recipes, first of all, what was your mom's name? What is your mom's name? I missed that. So is she still alive?
She's still alive, and
Where does she live? I missed this. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I went to get you water.
we're catching Joel up.
I'm sorry. I didn't know where you
All
were.
right, it's all good, Joel.
She's his friend,
Has she come here to eat at your restaurant yet?
and she comes every 3-4 months.
And you make her very proud.
Because it's right there, you know, Francis is like
You know,
3 hours.
I have 3 sisters, and she said I couldn't imagine that my cuisine will be.
That it would go through her son instead of her daughter.
That's very cute.
I gotta tell you, this is delicious.
It's unreal. It's so packed with flavour. At first I thought it was a bit of a kick. It's not as much strong as I thought. Maybe I was expecting a different flavour palette.
Or maybe it was actually hot temperature and it shocked you.
No. I thought it's a different flavour palette than what I'm used to. And I absolutely love it. It's really different. If you are in Machane, if you are in Yerushalayim, make sure you come to Manu Bashuk because his food is excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Manu. This was awesome.
Okay, and I'll enjoy now.
Merci beaucoup.
Okay, merci, toda rabah, shalom, lehitraot. I'm getting it all in. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to be going on to our next stop. All right, follow us. It is a blustery January day, a couple of days before Tu B'Shvat. And we are in Machane Yehuda and with Joel Haber having a table for two shuk tour. We're having a blast here. Where are we? Can you explain? Because
Yes,
this
so
is like a
we're
little,
in a tiny little store here.
in an alcove.
I'm sure there's many people probably who are familiar with the Chalva King or the Chalva
Yes,
Kingdom.
yeah.
So a few years ago, I think about 2, they also opened a second business here in the shuk that is selling Tahina.
Oh, so this is an offshoot of Chalva King? I
Same
did not
company.
realize that.
It's actually Chalva Kingdom, but that's okay.
Chalva
No, I know.
Kingdom.
Right.
There you go.
But of course, since Tahina and Chalva are both made from sesame seeds,
Some.
exactly, therefore it made sense for them to do this. So the word Tahina, do you know what the word comes from?
No.
Okay, so right behind us, there are 2 giant basalt stones, volcanic rock.
Volcanic rock.
Okay.
Bazelet.
Bazelet in Hebrew, very
Because
good.
I know that from the wine
Correct.
regions. They grow wine, the terroir on Bazelet.
Absolutely correct. And so, this is the traditional way of making tahina. Okay, maybe not that this one is electrified, you know, that it's turning automatically, but using these stones to grind tahina. So, in Hebrew, the word for grinding is litchon. Tachun is ground.
Right.
So, tahina comes from tachun. Now, for those who can't see, let me describe. We have 2 very large. I'd say it's probably about
3 feet
4 feet
wide.
diameter, whatever, 3 feet, whatever. And they're turning, and in there, all that is between those stones is pure, organic, imported sesame seeds from Ethiopia. Nothing else.
Is Ethiopia a region known for
They
growing
are.
sesames?
Yeah, and this is, there's only sesame seeds in there, nothing else. And it's dripping out of a pipe here, and we're going to taste this pure tahina. Now, what I want you to understand is that usually when people have tahina, you're getting tahina that's already been prepared into a salad. So they take this tahina and they add water, they add lemon juice, they add parsley.
Yeah.
We're now going to be tasting the pure stuff.
Pure.
So it's thick, it's going to be
Tahor.
sticky, we're like that, like peanut butter.
Yeah.
It's going to taste a little like peanut butter, but better.
Okay,
That's
I'm
what
so
we're gonna taste
excited.
first.
All right.
So let me get some little spoons over here.
All right, Joel is going to prepare some tahina for us that has been ground up by the bazelet, crushed
Now
down.
because this is
And there's a pipe leading out of the spinning stone as we, right? That's how we could describe it. And he's literally, like, we're going down to a well of water, but instead it's a well of
Look at this.
tahina. Okay. All right.
and
We should try, this is plain.
so this is plain.
Ragil. All right.
Okay.
All right. It's definitely very sticky.
There's the garbage down there when you're done with the spoon.
Wow. This is not a place to go if you have allergies to sesame.
No.
So many kids these days do.
But the other thing I was going to say is because it's pure and there's nothing else in there, it doesn't need to be refrigerated. You can
That's
take one of
literally,
these.
what we have is just literally ground down sesame seeds.
That's it. That is it. And because of that, it doesn't go bad. So you can leave it on your counter. You don't have to refrigerate it. They always say you can leave it on your counter for a year, nothing will go bad. This is a store, so you guys can, Shar, please,
Yes,
while we're talking.
While we've got to
Baka
come in, there are customers here coming to try and purchase, and you can too.
Let's move
when
up
you
and
come.
drop so these people can get behind us. Yeah, that's
and
fine.
people can buy, and there are different flavors this comes in.
One of the things about the shuk is that we always try to respect each other. So we don't want to ruin these guys' business.
Absolutely
And so of course
not.
they're gonna take this going on. I'm gonna get us some flavored tahinas.
Okay.
This store here makes 22 different flavors of tahina.
Oh wow.
And we're gonna try nougat.
Nougat. Okay, that's kind of a desserty flavour. So we're gonna try what would be a desserty tahina, and then we're definitely gonna try. I know not everybody likes cilantro or kuzbara in Hebrew.
This first one here for you to taste is
Okay.
nougat flavor.
Nougat. Like I said, it was going to be desserty and sweet, and I think these two flavors are a marriage. Nougat and tahina is amazing together.
Yeah. Now, personally, I typically just buy the plain because that way I have like a half a kilo or a kilo of stuff taken home. You know, I like to
Flavor
cook.
it
So
yourself.
exactly. Now, that doesn't say anything bad about it. They have great flavors for those who don't want to go through the effort. But I'll take them that way. Once I can make it spicy, once I can put pistachios in it.
I love it.
I'm gonna get you a next flavor.
I want the kuzbara one.
All right.
We're going to try kuzbara. Not everybody likes it. We were saying before, kuzbara, the cilantro. It's definitely either an acquired taste, or you like it or you don't. They say if you don't like it, because it tastes like soap, but to me it tastes fabulous. So I'm going to now try tahina with cilantro. Okay, I'm so excited to try this one. I'm not tasting the cilantro so much. It's not very pungent. With cilantro, which is good. It's like a nice
Especially for those people
undertone
that
of
don't
herb.
like cilantro.
Right. This is really fabulous.
And our third one I'm gonna get. What did we choose? And we said, oh, it's got like sun-dried tomatoes and stuff.
Sun-dried tomatoes. Yeah, our last one we're going to try before we go to the beer bazaar. Micro beers made right here in Jerusalem. Okay, so I'm going to throw out those spoons as Joel is going to
Here we
bring
go.
me.
Got
Okay.
sun-dried tomatoes. He says it's a little bit, teeny bit spicy. Is it a touch?
No spice.
Let me get my finger in there to taste that.
The other side. It does not have a lot of spice.
No, but it has a great taste of sun-dried tomatoes.
Very flavor, and I love tomatoes.
And usually sun-dried tomatoes are salty, and there's no saltiness in it.
No, this is lovely. This is a really beautiful blend. All right, so let's go off to the beer bazaar. Thank you.
We're gonna wrap everything up today with the beer bazaar, which is one of my favorite places in the shuk. So that's where we're heading now.
Follow us. Okay, we are it's a couple of days before Tu B'Shvat, and we had to make a stop on our way to Beer Bazaar.
Especially because they have nuts and things like that, which is great. We're in a store called Tahina. We're standing here with Paul and Bob.
They're actually triplets. There's stuff. So they invited us into the store to check it out.
And if you're wondering why Paul and Bob are Danny is their father.
Oh, I love that. That's a family business.
Family business.
I love it. There's Tahina at the front, and there's nuts, and there's dates.
One of the things that's special, so the way you like choose between different places in the shuk, there's so many things. Maybe better selection, better prices, whatever. But also sometimes not every place is exactly the same. There's a few things you can't find everywhere else. Like for example, even though these guys are of Turkish and Kurdish descent, I was looking for Zerish, which is barbarous Persian. And they had it here. And it turns out they have here a whole bunch of dried fruits, most of which you probably never seen dried, and most of them without added sugar. So for example here, try this.
Is that tut?
This is a dried strawberry. Try that.
Dried strawberry.
No added
I've
sugar,
ever
just
had-
natural sugar.
Okay, I don't think I've ever had one before. Okay, you talk while I chew.
Okay. Other things that they have here that we'll get
Really
to.
good.
They have hibiscus, they have star fruit, they have
I'm gonna get out of the way.
star fruit, they have mini oranges.
Yeah, kumquat, passion fruit, melon, cantaloupe kind.
Where's the jackfruit?
The jackfruit is over there, you see?
Oh,
let's have a
okay.
piece of
I
that.
want to try the weirdest one here.
This one's the weirdest one. It's called jackfruit. It's from
jackfruit.
Thailand, and it's about the size of like a watermelon.
So it's huge, and then they've dried it out.
Yep. Yeah, we dried it and we sell it after it's dried.
It's sweet and it's sour.
Yeah, it's like mix of the whole exotic fruit together in one fruit.
I love this.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
This here.
Okay, what's that?
This is a hybrid. This is an apricot and plum. I guess it's a pluot, I guess you'd call
A
it.
plua, okay. I've heard of that.
Dried. Now everything you've tasted has no
Yeah.
added sugar. This is just a
Naturally
natural sugar.
sweet. Because when
Even
you
this
dry it
fruit
out, when you dry out fruit, you're bringing out.
Just natural.
Just
No added sugar.
without
When
it.
you dry out fruit, you're bringing out its own natural sugars and just
Natural
making
sugar.
it sparkle.
I know you're an Aussie, not a Kiwi, but have a piece of kiwi here.
It's from my down under neck of the woods.
Now,
Love it. Look how green it is. This is all natural.
Yeah,
also
also
dried.
natural.
this
Okay.
here is a little candy they have. It's just sesame seeds and silan, date honey.
Date honey. Eretz havat chalav udvash, and that's what they mean by dvash.
Yeah,
It's not beer
exactly.
honey. It is silan, really, the honey of dates. Okay.
Not only this one, we make.
Okay. Can you to give him a microphone?
Yes, we make not only this one with Silan, we make all this one. All the people know this with the sugar, like this one. But we make this one with honey dates, also sugar free. Amazing things. Look, this is the pecan.
Are they pecans with sugar?
No,
Oh,
it's
silan.
with
I meant
silan.
silan. I meant silan.
Yes.
My
and
friend
you know-
Honey Apfelbaum from Busy in Brooklyn, back in the States, she
Who
uses
I
a.
also had the pleasure of guiding here in the show.
I think thanks to me there.
I think that's definitely true.
A big shout out to you, Honey. But these, she taught me all about how to use silan because I wasn't using it, and she really got me into it, and it's such a rich flavor of honey. Okay. Oh, I love that crunch. That's so fresh. The nut is so fresh. It's
And-
crunchy.
The last thing we should point out in this store before we move on is just back over here. They have over here, these are fruit infusions for teas, either cold or hot. There's different types here. And some of them, like this, after you make the tea, you can actually eat the fruit that's been rehydrated.
And flavorful.
Yeah, so
Super
there's like,
flavorful.
there's a whole bunch of different kinds of apple, cider, there's pomegranate, all different kinds of things. And then over here,
Smell this one. This
Okay.
is passion fruit.
Oh, and
Without adding more sugar, without
love
MSG, without color fruit, nothing. Only
passion fruit is passiflora, right?
yeah, this passion fruit, and you have inside, you know, like kiwi and cranberries inside that is give
This you put in the tea?
yeah. You take 1 cup of hot water, put 1 spoon inside, and that's it. You don't need to do anything else.
Dude, it's really dried fruit in hot water.
Yeah.
It's not even tea.
And you can also use it for iced tea. The iced tea version, I prefer it. I like the iced tea version, not the hot tea. And how you do it, you take like 1 handful of this, put it in a container, little bit hot water, and that's it. You put cold water and ice. It's amazing.
Metzian in the summer.
We gotta
had a
wrap
hot
up here.
Israeli summer last year, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I was here, it was very hot.
Now we've got
Okay.
to wrap up here in this store, but let's lastly take a look at all of these. These are all different blends to go into spice, into rice,
Or quinoa.
or quinoa, or salads, or things like that. So all different ones with lots of different things, spicy and different kinds.
Okay, great. Let's stop. Thanks, everyone. Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys.
This is a supersized show of Table for Two right here in Machane, Yehuda. We've had an amazing show. We're at our last stop. We've saved the best for last. How about that?
Very special.
And there's a lot of best stuff here. So really, we're really excited to be here with you. Joel, do you want to lead us into
Sure.
the introduction of this?
Sure. So we're actually one of my favorite places in the shuk because, and when I say that, I'm a regular in this place, and I'm a regular here before they even opened. I was a regular here. Okay. This is called the Beer Bazaar, and it's the third branch, as Avi will tell us, of something that started in Tel Aviv. But basically, this place specializes in Israeli craft brewed beers. That means there's no non-Israeli beers, and there's none of the mainstream like Gold Star Maccabi stuff. So I just want to say 30 seconds about the history of beer in Israel, and then we're going to start talking to Avi. Until a few years ago, all there was in Israel was a couple of crappy mainstream beers. Am I allowed to say that here?
Yeah, you can say it. It was the
Mainstream
truth.
beers, yeah. There was the first was Nesher beer, which most people only know the non-alcoholic, but there is an alcoholic version. Then there was Gold Star and Maccabi, and then there was a Danish brewery that opened up Carlsberg and Tuborg brewing locally in Israel, and that was it. And then a number of years ago, about 7 or so years ago, I think it is, the Dancing Camel opened in Tel Aviv. American guy, friend of ours, Dave Cohen, he started it, and after that in the last 5 years, microbrewing in Israel has exploded, craft brewing. It's like, the wine industry here is already about 30, 40 years old in its big growth.
Yeah.
We're at the early stages of an explosion.
Explain to some of our listeners what micro and craft brewing is, because not a lot of people know exactly what it means.
Let's have Avi talk about this.
Okay,
So this is
Avi.
Avi Moskowitz,
Hi, Avi.
one of the owners here of the Beer Bazaar.
Hey Joel, thanks for choosing us and
course.
stopping by while we're here in the Shuk.
Thank you for having
We're
us.
relatively new in the Shuk, but beer has been around for a long time. The basic difference between craft and micro and large is really the batches, the batch size. We now have the ability to homebrew beer. It's very, very popular, very easy to do. Craft beer typically means that you're going to have the ability to test different types of beers, different styles, different flavors, things that you may not be able to get from a large brewery. Certainly in terms of the complexity of the flavor, it runs a bit more personal than just the flavor. It also goes to the heart of the industry. The industry is made up of, the craft beer industry is made up of individuals who are passionate about, in this case, Israel. They're passionate about doing something in Israel, and they're creating flavors and styles that didn't exist before. So they're taking this massive industry that existed very similarly, as Joel, you said, it was Manischewitz and Kedem back in the wine days, and no one really tested that. And then subsequent, we've seen it with coffee, we've seen it with bread. You go to today, you
Cheese we had earlier today.
cheese,
Insane.
each of these places where you may have
Dried
had
fruit.
Oh, yeah.
all these things, and now you have the artisanal side of it, and that's what craft beer represents.
Isn't another aspect of the craft beer also the fact that you guys don't use lots of preservatives and things like that, or maybe not pasteurized, all that kind of stuff?
It's the freshness of it. It's getting it here
Fresh.
as quickly and fresh as possible.
So you guys here have, how many beers do you guys have rotating on your taps here?
On taps, we have 10 beers, including one cider. We count that as alcoholic.
It is? It's alcoholic?
It's a spice cider.
Big shout out to our friend Bosch. He met in New York. He makes amazing ciders.
Okay, so he has an opportunity here as well, because spice cider, Buster's makes a delicious collection of them, and
We're going to have a little tasting of some beers also,
Absolutely.
right? So let's maybe get that ready for us.
absolutely, we'll get that going. So anything else on the beer industry and what's happened here, Joe?
Why don't you tell us about the history of the Beer Bazaar itself?
Sure. So brief history about myself, I'll give it some context.
Awesome.
My background really is in startups, entrepreneurial things. I've done a number of things over the years, but really most
Outside of food.
outside of food. This is the first thing I've ventured into other than eating on the food side.
I love that. I love that. Kol hakavod.
My father was a chef.
Oh, really?
Where are you from?
I'm from New York, Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, New York. Me too.
Whereabouts?
Sydney, Australia.
Very close.
Very close. Yeah, now I'm in Woodmead, Long Island.
Not far.
Yeah, not far. Just that built parkway in the
Parkway,
middle.
now we're
There you
talking. So basically, I grew up there. Most of my business, most of the focus I've had over my life has been in the States. Even though we lived here, we made Aliyah back in '94.
I was going to ask that.
Right.
From Brooklyn.
From Brooklyn. Actually, we made a couple of stops along the way. But
Teaneck, right?
Teaneck, New Jersey, most recently. Most of my energy was spent commuting back and forth. Even though we lived here, most of our interests were focused in the States.
I have a lot of friends back and
Commuting,
forth.
right.
Aliyah
Although
commuters.
it's easier than driving from Long Island to Brooklyn.
Right.
Flying.
It's true.
I'm not
We live
driving.
near JFK. We just hop on a plane and we're in Israel.
That is true.
Yeah.
We'll see you here more often then.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Over time, our daughter most recently made Aliyah with our grandchildren
Oh,
last
that's
summer.
so nice.
It
Good for
is.
you.
Very excited, and as a result, looking to shift most of my focus here. And I could theoretically could have continued in technology or marketing or things that relate to those areas, but ultimately it would bring me back to the States, and I was very interested in staying here and finding something that would keep me here.
Grandchildren, right?
It is. It's a glue, and it's a hard thing to get away from, and we're very lucky to have that.
Baruch Hashem.
So here we are in Israel, looking at things to do, and looking at, as Joel said, the wine industry, the bread industry, what's going on with coffee. Craft beer began in earnest 7 years ago, but really over the last 2 or 3 years, it's exploded into the scene. So many individuals are taking advantage of the opportunity to create craft beer. The marketplace itself has allowed for that, and here we are looking at a business that allows us to be here, allows us to create something here in the Shuk within Jerusalem, allows us to be in a place where food is the center theme here in Israel, in Machane in particular. But more than that, there's an energy in Machane Yehuda
There's a crazy energy. I tried to describe to some of our listeners and our viewers who are watching on our YouTube channel the excitement and the atmosphere. You know, Joel and I are talking for the last hour and a half, moving through the Shuk. the noise, the hustle, the bustle, the smells, the sights, the sounds. My kids are with us as well, and some of their friends from seminary, and they're all joining our crew today. And I always say that Machane Yehuda, and I asked Miriam Wallach, our producer from the Nachum Segal Network, our general manager, I said, Miriam, I'm going to Israel to see my daughter. It would just be incredible to do a show. I call this place, Machane Yehuda, the center of the universe. I know it's really the old city and the Kotel, and that really, Imeshkachach Yerushalayim, you know, but there's something as a food person, this is magic. And I came here 25 years ago to seminary in Machane Gold, not too far from here. Machane Yehuda was so dirty and I don't want to say disgusting, but not very appealing. And I have watched this place grow, especially in the last, we've been to maybe 10 stores today.
Maybe
And not a lot of the shops, except the Iraqi shuk, was more than 10 years old.
Yeah.
So
It's changing, it's evolution, it's the food industry is gone pow over here.
things change all the time, and the bars in the shuk is one of the most recent changes over the last 5 years. And this one is hopping every night. So we're going to be tasting here in just a moment. We're going to taste 4 different beers.
Is this what they call a flight of beers?
This is a flight of beers.
A flight of beers. See, I learned.
Okay.
This is very popular in America. It's not in the kosher world yet. The restaurants are called flight. And you try a flight of everything. It's
Exactly
a little
right.
sampling of beers or ceviche or whatever else they have in there.
Exactly right.
So I know that we're running low on time, so we're going to get to the beer, and then you're also going to talk. We're going to be talking to
I
your
want to
chef.
check our chef.
Your chef
Who's our
is named Chaim.
Because you know me, I'm all about the food
Chaim
and
David.
the beer.
Chaim David is
Chaim
going to
David.
he's going to bring us the beers, but then he's also going to talk to you guys about the food, because this food menu, well, I'll start talking because he's dealing with the beer right now, is a menu that he created, upscale pub grub, that incorporates beers into a lot of these things.
I just love that word pub grub.
Here's Chaim.
Yes.
Hey, Chaim.
Okay.
You don't
Chaim,
get that in America. The bartender being called Chaim. I absolutely love that.
So-
Only fitting. I actually changed my name so I can say L'chaim to people.
I love that.
You want to come around?
Okay.
Or come around.
And then,
I want to get my girls to take some photos of these beautiful before we start partaking on them.
Okay.
Great. We've got about 10 minutes left at the end of our magical show right here. This is so
So let's start with the
cute.
beer.
It's a
Which beers do we have here?
Don't tell my boss I'm sitting on the job.
Okay.
Oh, let's actually turn it around. You can see we have custom labels, so you can see all the beers.
Nice.
Oh, cute. I love this.
These caps designed so you can see everything you're drinking. There's over 100 different Israeli craft beers that we feature. Specifically, we have 2 house beers that are exclusive to Beer Bazaar. One's the red lager. The lagers are beers that most people are familiar with. They go through colder fermentation, and they're very approachable. This is Alexander Black. It's a stout. It's actually an award-winning beer. It won blind tasting awards, right? In Germany, was it?
I believe it was, yeah.
Wow,
And then
cool.
there's the Fat Cat. It's not just fun to say, the Chateau Chemin. It's a pale ale, very approachable. It's got a sort of gentle, hoppy bitterness.
When he says these are house beers, what they mean is that the company that the Beer Bazaar itself brews these
Bruce,
beers.
they're right.
right.
Yeah. Yep.
And then there's the Gems. Gems is a brewery in Petah Tikva in the center of the
Are
country.
you guys a gems?
No. Gems is one. They have rotating taps, and so they periodically feature different beers. So
Oh,
these
okay.
are
I've
beers.
been to
We're
gems.
everybody.
Yeah.
We encompass all those Israeli craft beers. I consider us sort of
Okay,
the
am I trying?
authoritative source or outlet of Israeli craft beers.
I love it.
Please.
Start with the first
so
one.
It's sort of, I didn't really
I'm
listen,
Australian, you know. I was brought up on beer.
Right.
So you start
You're
drinking while he
Foster's
talks.
No way.
Every Australian that comes here says the same thing, by the way.
Oh my God, this is lovely. So I'm gonna have like a little sip. Behind Joel.
I'm holding this for you because after you have it, this is the nitro. Is this the nitro with the stout?
No, just nice.
Okay, hold on.
So this is. They also have here, made locally in Jerusalem, a nitro beer, nitro coffee.
This has been the talk of the town in New York to see if we can get this around.
Cold brewed
So-
coffee injected
first in the
with
country.
nitrogen.
That's right.
Okay, this is to you, Salter Plitsky, our friend, Pour and Go Coffee. He makes amazing cold brew coffee, and he's trying to make a nitro.
Okay.
So these
So now
guys
I can
also.
say I
You
had
gotta
it
play
here
with it. The
first.
trick is not blowing up anything.
Did you
and they-
blow anything up?
We didn't.
They also.
Other
I
people
almost lost
have.
an eyebrow.
They also sell not this, but they also sell the nitro with some stout beer inside.
Oh, I like
right
that.
out.
Go have
So
that.
this is pure black coffee.
People
It
want to drink
smells.
in the morning but don't want to feel like they're actually drinking.
Okay, so I love my coffee with milk. So everybody knows that I've already flashy because
Well, that's the whole point. You see, the nitrogen adds sort of like a creamy body to it, not like a CO2, which is a more aggressive gas. So this has a sort of milky quality that you miss out in part coffee.
this This is amazing. I don't know if everyone can see on our YouTube channel, Nachum Siegel Net. It has like a head of beer.
Yeah, it looks like Guinness.
It looks like a black stout, but it's actually coffee. So I'm going to be buzzy all day, which is great because I have terrible jet lag. I was up between 3 and 6 for the second night in a row. So I'm going to have a little bit more nitro.
Too, but Machane.
L'chaim, my friend. This has been incredible. Okay, I want to try fat cat.
And why? Oh, this is the packet here. While you're drinking it, I'll go get the food.
Yeah, you go get
Put a couple finishing touches on it.
So you go to
Okay,
that
because
then.
we're running out of
Hold my mic for a second.
time.
Yeah.
This is so sad. Our show is almost over. We got to try the amazing food here at Beer
You gotta
Bazaar.
try each of these beers. You've tried already the lager.
I love the fat cat.
Okay.
Magnificent.
You're gonna like this Gems here.
Okay,
That's
gems.
the 8.8. This is a Belgian style ale.
I like gems a lot.
Sweet. A little bit sweet. It's a Belgian style and it has a high alcohol content. That's 8.8% alcohol.
Well, and beer's usually 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
And
that is the
black
Algon
one?
Black. It's a stout or
Jay
porter?
Book's,
Stout.
Jay Book's founder of Royal Wines always taught me go from the light to dark when you drink wines. So now I went from the pale ale to the dark.
There you go.
Turn this guy around.
Oh my god, I cannot name a favorite one.
Now something
They were
else.
all magnificent.
They have here popcorn that has special spice blend on it with brewer's yeast.
Come back around there.
Yeah, you can stay back there, I think.
Yeast? Is this like
Brewer's yeast, correct?
Yeah, there's a little beer in almost everything. We got there's beer in the chili, there's beer yeast in the popcorn. We're doing a cake soon that has beer in it.
Ooh, cool.
Oh, I like that.
And there's beer in the beer.
Oh, good. I'm happy to hear that.
Let's do our food here as
All right,
well.
let's try
just to
some
make sure we at
delicious
least
food.
get to it before the time runs out.
Oh, I know.
So where do you recommend we start?
Why don't you start off the salad? It's your appetizers, you work your way
All
through
right.
the entrees. We'll go later to heavy.
All right, I just need a fork. That
Right
would
over
be
here.
amazing to have a fork. Oh, so cute. So this is pub grub,
Pub
a
grub,
salad.
but with
Upscale
the
pub
fresh
grub.
inflection.
Upscale pub
Hey,
grub.
you notice
Tell me
that
about the salad.
Well, first off, in Israeli bars, there's less fried foods. You might think about a lot of deep fried things, fish and chips and that sort of thing. But here, the Israeli palate likes a lot of fresh foods. We wanted to utilize as much of the bounty of fresh ingredients as the shop has to offer. So we have fresh vegetables, there's some sweet candied almonds, and the dressing is actually made from etrog, citron, which is, I guess, an inherently Jewish fruit.
Yeah. While you're eating, I'm gonna keep drinking.
You drink,
I'm gonna
okay,
drink
this
some
is
of your beer.
insane. L'chaim. Okay, take that to the girls. Is this part of the salad?
Yep, we got them right.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay, next up.
This is a chicken liver pate. It's not just liver, it's pure with caramelized onions, chestnuts, and honey. It's
Oh,
very
I love you.
delicate.
I'm gonna say something right now.
Sourdough.
I don't even like liver. I'm about to try this.
Me too.
Joel.
I heard it's great.
I have to try it because I have to make sure the seasoning's right.
Okay,
and
so
there's a little bit of cracked black pepper to
tell
cut through
me,
the
tell me
sweetness.
what this bread is.
It's like a sourdough crostini. It's a toasted sourdough with olive oil and sea salt.
Okay.
I'm just gonna eat the
And
liver
what's
straight
this?
up without the
This is a garlic confit. It's garlic that's been slow cooked in olive oil, and this is a sour cherry jam. And when you put them all together, it's sort
So
of
I
like,
should put a America sandwich, like all three?
yeah, why not? Start off with one like this, then maybe do another one with the jelly. It's like
Okay,
peanut butter
I'm
and jelly for
mixing and
donuts.
matching.
I can tell you that liver's good, man. It's got like this sweetness in there. What's the sweetness from? You got a jelly? in there?
Caramelized onions, honey, and chestnuts.
Wow.
They offer sort of a creaminess. And
What are you gonna
also
do when the chestnuts go out of season?
I love that.
Don't worry about it, man.
been warehousing
I
them?
got connections, Joe.
Who's hooked up?
Let's make sure we get to our
This
third
is
dish
an-
before the end, just to make sure.
Is insane. Insane.
Oh yeah, did you like this cherry jelly? Isn't that great?
Oh my god.
And we have this chili.
That had something to do with it.
Tell us about your awesome chili
I
here.
need to have a sip
So
of yummy
we call
beer.
it chili because people are familiar with the word, but technically the technique is a mole. In Mexico, stews are traditionally slow cooked and then thickened with ground almonds or sesame seeds, different kinds of nuts and seeds, and chocolate. So there's actually beer, stout beer, 100% cacao chocolate, and ground almonds and chilies. There's like at least 20
And the
different
chocolate
ingredients
is
in
also
it.
local, isn't it?
Yeah,
Locally
there's
produced.
some American producers, chocolatiers that live in the Hebron Hills in a yeshuv called Malei Hever, Pnei Hever.
It's called Holy Cacao,
Holy
right?
cacao, holy chocolate, and they're doing great stuff.
I moved to
Naomi's
tears.
speechless. Oh my god.
I moved to tears. That is the best chili ever. I make chili all the time. I put beer in it. You'd be proud of me. And I put coffee in it. And I put
Coffee, good idea next time.
yeah. This is insane. Okay, now I want to try. Is
And
this
there's the homemade
like a
salsa, and then there's just a simple yellow corn tortilla chip.
Tortilla you don't make, do you?
I can't tell you that, Joel.
All right, fine. But the salsa you made.
Yeah, we're
fresh,
we're scratch
fresh.
kitchen.
Now, the green on here, that's something new. You didn't have it last time. What is this green you put on here this time?
We're always adding little twists to
Little touches on there.
I call it cilantro pesto. It's a kuzbara sauce. It's instead of basil and pine nuts, it's almonds and cilantro. And
You had me at cilantro.
Right.
Not everybody loves
So you're
it,
not
but I
part of
love
the
it.
20% of the population that think it tastes like soap, right?
I think it's amazing. I love cilantro.
You need both.
We have some cilantro Tahina back up there.
Nice. Went to the.
Yeah, we've had an incredible
Tahina King.
couple of hours.
Yeah, it's a trip there.
Yeah, it was a trip. The whole show has been insane. Thank you so much, Chef, for having us in the Beer Bazaar. We're going to wrap up the show in a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
It was amazing.
it's a pleasure having you.
Thanks, Clem.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Avi.
We'll stick
Thanks,
around in a
guys.
couple of minutes and we'll schmooze with you. Joel,
Yes?
this was fun.
Yeah, for me too.
We're going to do this again. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, listeners, you must come to Israel and find Joel to do this incredible tour for yourself in person.
Thank
we
you.
actually only gave it a small highlight, can you imagine, of what you can do here in the Shuk, in Eretz Israel, in Yerushalayim. We're on a Tuesday morning, so it's a little bit calmer here today than, say, on a Thursday or a
Absolutely.
Friday.
I don't even do the tours on Friday. It's too crowded. It's not worth it for anybody.
You want to give us a quick wrap up of what we saw?
So I'm just gonna run through each
1
stop
minute.
really quickly. So we had our intro in the Gruzini Shuk, the Georgian Shuk. Then we went to a Georgian restaurant called Khachapuri where we had amazing cheese breads, Khachapuris. Then we had a very brief stop talking to Missy Witt about her new Mexican place. And then we went through the Iraqi market and we saw some fresh produce. From there we got to Jachnun Bar where we had Jachnun Malawach, the Shakshuka Lawach, all those good things. From there we had some cheese,
Yeah.
Israeli cheeses. Then we went to Manu Bashuk for awesome Lebanese food and that kidra, which is great. Tahina, freshly made on the spot in the shuk, some flavored, some plain. Then some dried fruits and other things in Pitzuche Dani. And our last great stop here in the Beer Bazaar.
You are incredible. I
Thanks.
cannot believe you did that with such ease and made it sound smooth and perfection. And you gave us an incredible tour. Thank you so much, John.
Thank you so much, Naomi Nachman, for inviting me.
For co-hosting with me today. Not too many people have done that, so
My
I really
pleasure.
had a great opportunity. Thank you very much, everyone, for sticking around and watching our supersized show of Table for Two on the Nachum Segal Network. Right here in Machane, Yehuda, we are closing out the show in Beer Bazaar. Our show is sponsored by Natural and Kosher Cheeses, where quality and taste matter. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We have music sponsored by our friends at Kedem, right up until Lichtenchik. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Shalom and Lehitra from the Holy Land.